Canelo Álvarez beats Jaime Munguía by unanimous decision to defend his undisputed WBA, WBC, IBF, and WBO super middleweight world title. Here are pros' reactions. Oscar De La Hoya acknowledges Jaime Munguia's performance and winning over more fans.
You surprised him. You got to give a lot of props to Jaime Munguia. He won more fans tonight for the performance he had. You know what I mean?
It's experience, and he went 12 rounds with the current face of boxing, which is great. He comes back from this. He bounces back from this, and look, all along, I've never disrespected Canelo as a fighter. He's always a good fighter. So what Munguia did against the current face of boxing was nothing to be ashamed of.
Derek James reacts to Canelo's performance against Jaime Munguia, discussing his timing and effectiveness in throwing punches.
You see how they keep moving us away? Just your thoughts on his performance, like Canelo's performance. Yeah, did it look a little bit sluggish to you? Just a little, some critics were saying on social media.
I think his timing was, he was timing him a good time, so I think it was good.
But Canelo's just won, he's throwing like maybe good 20 punches around. Munguia was throwing like, you know, probably double that, but he looked more active.
It's about effective aggressiveness, so it wasn't about the most shots, it was about him throwing the right shots, the hardest shots. And, you know, his reaction to the punches, I guess.
Claressa Shields admires Canelo's performance and believes he is still the king of boxing.
Canelo is still the king, man. The king reigns.
They look a little bit sluggish to you. You know, fans were kind of saying that on social media.
I think with Munguia being younger, I mean, people are going to, I think Munguia is naturally throws more combinations than Canelo. But Canelo, to me, he does what he always does. He's calm, he lays back, he tears you down to the body. I mean, he was punching Munguia's arm so hard that, I mean, Munguia couldn't even throw an uppercut toward the end of the fight. He did what Canelo does. So to me, he doesn't look like he slowed down to me.
Shields also praises Munguia for his toughness and ability to last all 12 rounds against Canelo.
I thought Munguia was going to be out there by like round 9, round 10. So shouts to him because he's really, really tough. And he was able to last all 12 rounds. And I mean, he fought Canelo harder than I think I've seen anybody fight him. I mean, we're talking about Charlo, Saunders, all those guys that fought against Canelo trying to get on their wheels and move. Munguia was just right there, like taking shots, giving shots, and he even buzzed Canelo a time or two. So Munguia showed why he belongs to be here.
Sebastian Fundora shares his thoughts on Canelo's fight, and he believes Canelo did well, but is not ready for David Benavidez.
What are your thoughts on this fight, man?
It's a good fight. It was a good fight. Canelo did his thing.
You think this fight shows that Canelo's ready for a fight, like let's say with David Benavidez? Did he demonstrate enough?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. David beats him.
You think David beats him?
Yeah.
No doubt.
Raleigh Romero reacts to Canelo's dominant win over Jaime Munguia, praising the fight and expressing excitement for Canelo's next match.
Hey guys, what I thought about the fight. It was a tremendous fight. Mexico won, regardless of everything. It was a great fight. You know that knockdown. Had a good, played a good role. But like I said, it was a great card altogether.
What do you think is next for Canelo Alvarez, considering the fact that
there's only one fight for Canelo Alvarez, and that's David Benavidez, and everyone wants to see that, so we need to make that happen.
Terrence Crawford reacted to Canelo dropping and beating Jaime Munguia, seeing a lot of opportunities for himself in a potential fight with Canelo. He said,
What you thought about that fight?
It was a good fight. Munguia showed his heart.
I'm so sorry.
He just wasn't stepping in, and Canelo kind of looked like he carried him, though.
What do you think about that fight in terms of you fighting Canelo? Did you see opportunity for yourself?
Oh, definitely.
What kind?
A lot.
We whoop his feet, right? Like Kendra said, we whoop his feet.
You had to see the fight, but Canelo did good, Munguia did good. It was a good fight.
All right, Terrence, man, you're the best.
I appreciate you, bud.
Terrence Crawford further reacted on X by criticizing Munguia. He wrote, "Looked like Canelo carried him the whole fight." Shakur Stevenson insists Terrence Crawford beats Canelo Alvarez. He wrote on X, "Helluva fighter Canelo is, still think Bud beats him." according to Boxing, agreed to Stevenson that Terence Crawford would beat Canelo Álvarez, implying as Jaime Munguia was cherry-picked. X-Post stated, "I agree with Shakur Stevenson. Terence Crawford beats Canelo Álvarez. Good performance, but we all know Jaime Munguia was cherry-picked to make Canelo look good. Terence Crawford is on another level." Fernando Vargas Jr. believes Canelo's experience helped him win against Jaime Munguia.
It was a good fight. I just think Canelo's experience, let me call you back. I think his experience, played dividends, and he got the knockdown, but I know he was probably a little upset that he didn't knock him out.
When asked about a potential fight between Canelo and David Benavidez, Vargas Jr. thinks Benavidez could win if the fight drags out.
You know, I'm very pro Canelo, but I'm gonna just be a realist. I think, Canelo's not really throwing punches and bunches like I used to, combinations. He's a hell of a fighter. I think his experience is great, but I think the further that this fight drags out, I think it favors Benavidez.
In the post-fight press conference, Oscar de la Hoya praises Munguia's performance against Canelo and compares it to Mayweather's loss to Canelo and emphasizes Munguia's growth from the experience.
Did excellent against the current face of boxing right now. I strongly feel that I take nothing away from Canelo. I've always said he's a good fighter in the ring. But this experience for Jaime will just take him to another level. It's just like Mayweather and Canelo. It's the same thing. You know, Canelo got schooled, and then he became the face of boxing. He became a good fighter. Same thing with Munguia. He gains experience. He didn't get schooled, but he gains experience and becomes a better fighter. So this is just the beginning for Jaime.
Benny the Butcher discusses Canelo's victory over Jaime Munguia and potential future fights in a boxing match.
Man, I got there at the end, but everybody know Canelo was a better fighter, and he did what he's supposed to do tonight. That's it.
Yeah, for sure. Who you think he should fight next?
Benavidez, of course, man. Everybody know that.
Yeah, I mean, we want to hear from you, though. How you think that fight go?
Man,
Benavidez next, what happens?
I was at the press conference earlier, and Benavidez is a big dude, so, and I don't know. I got my money on Benavidez in that one. I ain't gonna lie.
You think he can knock Canelo out?
I think so.
Damn, how about Bud? Bud was here. Bud want to fight Canelo. You think Bud got a shot against Canelo? Or is that too far-fetched?
I don't know. I got to see some more, but Bud, my dog, and I fuck with Bud, but I don't know if he can beat Canelo, though.
Mike Coppinger shared the scorecard for the fight on X. He wrote, Jaime Munguia won 3 rounds unanimously in his loss to Canelo Álvarez, the first, third, and 9th. Ryan Garcia visited Canelo Álvarez in his dressing room to congratulate him after his win. He shared on X.
Yeah, this is fucking cold. Yeah.
Canelo Álvarez and David Benavidez having an exchange after Canelo's win over Jaime Munguia. Canelo Álvarez asked if he'll fight David Benavidez next after beating Jaime Munguia.
What's next? And David Benavidez is the person that everybody across this country and across the world would like to see you fight. You said earlier this week you're willing. What are your thoughts now?
I don't know right now. I'm gonna rest. I'm gonna enjoy my family. But if the money is right, I made that call. If the money is right, I can fight right now. I don't give a shit.
The faces of boxing Gervonta Davis and Canelo Álvarez meet each other before the match.
Speaking of Davis and Canelo, here's the photo op. We'll let the crowd take it from here.
Amidst the anticipation surrounding his upcoming bout with Jaime Munguia, boxing sensation Canelo Álvarez made a guest appearance on sports anchor Stephen A. Smith's show. During the interview, Smith didn't shy away from addressing the topic on everyone's mind, why Canelo has yet to step into the ring with David Benavidez, a fight highly anticipated by fans. Without hesitation, Álvarez responded, ironically expressing his openness to the idea, and even suggesting that he could face Benavidez. Confident in his abilities, Canelo asserted that he could emerge victorious against Benavidez, reiterating that the deciding factor would be the economic aspect of the showdown.
What if the public craves and demands that your next fight is David Benavidez? You open to doing that?
We'll see. Why not? If the money is correct, why not? I can fight him tonight too.
Saturday night too. So you think you think you'll beat him up too? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, of course. I beat that guy. If the money is the money, is that correct? I fight that guy and I beat that guy the same night. I don't care.
Oscar de la Hoya, a prominent figure in the boxing world, has intensified the ongoing conflict with Canelo Alvarez. This conflict, which has been brewing for some time, has now taken a new turn with de la Hoya's recent mockery of Alvarez's English pronunciations. In a video shared on his Instagram account, the Golden Boy, a nickname that symbolizes his success and popularity in the boxing world, echoed an interview with Canelo, who had previously faced criticism for his English pronunciation.
If he come closer, I
Huh?
De La Hoya's post sparked a significant uproar in the hours following the heated exchange of remarks at the press conference for the Canelo Alvarez versus Jaime Munguia fight. The backlash towards De La Hoya for his mockery of Saul Alvarez's English was swift and severe. His post was flooded with negative comments, reflecting the public's strong disapproval of his actions. One fan wrote, "The fact that Canelo's first language is Spanish and that he has now learned or is trying to learn English is something he should be proud of. Instead, you decide to make fun of someone who speaks 2 languages while you do not." On the other hand, others believe that Jaime Munguia will bear the brunt. Poor Munguia. Canelo is going to take it out on him? Another user aimed at Oscar de la Hoya, who has often boasted about his Mexican roots, even though he has decided to defend the flag of the United States but still hasn't mastered Spanish. The confrontation almost turned physical as Alvarez launched a verbal tirade against his former promoter, accusing him of various wrongdoings, including stealing money from his clients, notably Gennady Golovkin. In response to Alvarez's explosive allegations, De La Hoya reportedly sent a legal letter to the Mexican boxer on Thursday. The letter demanded that Alvarez retract his defamatory allegations and cease making further such comments, according to ESPN. "I'm definitely going to sue for defamation," De La Hoya told ESPN. "Imagine the damage it can do to my reputation. Imagine what it can do to my business to fighters who are going to believe that. It's terrible. We paid Golovkin everything he's owed. I'm going to defend myself when somebody's speaking negatively about me, and that's what I did. This was my perfect moment to let him know how I feel. It felt so good. Finally, I was just holding my tongue for all these years, and finally I can tell him in his face, put some respect on my name." The confrontation unfolded when Golden Boy Promotions CEO De La Hoya, who is also Munguia's co-promoter, challenged Alvarez to show him respect, claiming he had built Alvarez's career. This assertion triggered an angry outburst from Alvarez, who denied De La Hoya's claims and hit out at the boxing legend. Chris Mannix made his prediction of a knockout win for Canelo Alvarez this Saturday night in his title defense against Jaime Munguia. He stated, "I like Jamie how he fights, but I just think he's gonna walk into a bomb. I think he's gonna have some early success, land some combinations, and then he's gonna walk into some kind of counter right to the head that is going to spin him around and knock him out." Unfortunately for Munguia, he has no choice but to fight aggressively because he doesn't possess the boxing skills to outbox Canelo, so he's got no option but to try and use his volume punching to outwork Canelo to earn a win. Even then, Munguia may not get the victory because he's facing arguably the most popular fighter in the sport, or at least in the US, Mannix added. "I think this is going to be one of the biggest knockouts we've seen from Canelo Alvarez." I think if this goes to the scorecards, Jaime Munguia wins. If you look at the work rate, Jaime Munguia's work rate is exceptional. Munguia, I don't believe, is going to be the kind of opponent that backs away from Canelo and fights differently because I don't think he knows how. I think he only has one speed, and that's 100 miles per hour straight forward. Munguia can box a little, as we saw in his wins over Gabriel Rosado and Sergey Derevianchenko, but he mostly depends on slugging with his opponents to win his fights. A power puncher like Canelo will be a nightmare for Munguia. Sergio Mora believes that it will be a knockout win by Munguia. If not knockout, it will be a split decision win for Munguia. Mora stated, "If you don't have a jab and you don't have footwork, you're not going to beat Canelo. That's proven. Dimitri Bivol jab with brilliant footwork, Arislandi Lara, and Austin Trout, who didn't beat Canelo but gave him issues. Floyd Mayweather, of course. Jab, brilliant footwork, and fight IQ. That's not describing Jaime Munguia, Canelo by knockout. Super middleweight contender Edgar Berlanga is picking Canelo Álvarez to knock out Jaime Munguia. Berlanga feels that Munguia lacks the defense to defeat Canelo. He sees Munguia's defense being him getting hit in the face by his opposition, and that's not going to work against a puncher like Canelo.
Munguia has great conditioning. He throws a lot of punches, good combinations. He has somewhat good feet, you know, but he just has no defense. Like, his defense is taking punches, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like if Canelo could sit down and meet him at the middle of the ring and just land good shots, he should be able to take that ball out of there.
Leonard Ellerby also believes that Canelo will knock out Munguia, as he believes that Munguia's defense is not the best, considering that Canelo is one of the best counterpunchers out there.
A guy with a big chin, though, how many shots do you think is going to take to put Munguia down for Canelo?
Well, Canelo, again, he's a great counterpuncher, and it's about placing the shots and the timing of everything. And so when it comes to that, is that, let's be honest, man, is that Munguia hadn't been known for the best defense in the world. You know, just a couple fights ago, you know, people weren't talking about him in these kind of terms of facing a guy like Canelo. Canelo is licking his chops for this fight. Trust me on that. Everything that look a certain kind of way ain't that way, you know. But you got to give Munguia credit. You know, he's coming off of some good wins. He's led by Freddie Roach, who's obviously a good trainer. But this ain't gonna be pretty. I'm just keeping it a buck with you. It ain't gonna be pretty.
Terrence Crawford's trainer, Bo McIntyre, thinks that Canelo will stop Jaime Munguia within 10 rounds. He believes that Munguia isn't ready for this level of competition yet.
Canelo's gonna stop him.
You gonna stop him?
He'll stop him.
Yeah? How quickly?
I say in 10.
In 10 rounds?
Yeah, in 10.
Okay, that's a decent fight.
Yeah, decent fight. It's a decent fight, but Munguia ain't ready for that level yet. He ain't been on that level yet.
Floyd Mayweather's former opponent, Marcus Maidana, also thinks that Canelo will put Munguia's lights out on the fight night.
What about Canelo Munguia?
La pelea el 5-6 de mayo que Canelo Munguia, ¿cómo la ve?
Y gana Canelo.
¿Canelo decisión o por vía del knockout?
Por vía del knockout.
He says he likes Canelo by knockout.
John Ryder has faced both Canelo Álvarez and Jaime Munguia in the past, and he believes that Jaime will have a better start than Canelo, but it won't last long. Ryder thinks that Canelo will catch up to Munguia in the second half of the fight and win by points. Ryder stated, "I think Canelo wins. I think it'll be close. Munguia will get off to a good start, might even go 3 or 4 rounds up. But I think Canelo will come on strong in the second half of the fight and make it his own. He's too accurate, and he's got the lasting effect in his shots. He'll grind Munguia down, and I don't think he'll stop him, but I think he'll beat him on points." Austin Trout isn't sure if he can go against Canelo on this one. He believes that Munguia is a good boxer, and he can do stuff to hurt Canelo, but eventually thinks that Canelo is superior and will take out Munguia.
It's hard to go against Canelo. I think Canelo's going to blast Jaime Munguia. I never thought Munguia was anything special. I thought he was real tough. So I think it's going to be a great fight until Canelo takes him out. But nonetheless, Munguia, he can take a punch and he can give a punch. You know, that's two things you're gonna need with Canelo. If Munguia can somehow maybe buzz Canelo or hurt Canelo, keep him off him, he has a chance, but I don't think so.
Sergio Mora was surprised by the confrontation. He believes that Oscar is doing a great job as a promoter and gave him credit for getting Canelo out of his character for the first time.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, right? You already know, the De La Hoya Canelo.
Listen, man, I don't think you got to poke the Mexican bear like that. I think you just pissed off and already, motivated Canelo. But it wasn't Munguia's fault. It was Oscar De La Hoya. But I got to give credit to Oscar De La Hoya for being a promoter. I mean, he's loving what he's doing right now. I mean, he's stoking the fire, but he's being a promoter. And, I mean, yeah, that was interesting. I've never seen Canelo get out of character like that.
Oscar's participation in this feud has made many question the outcome of the fight. Many believe that Oscar's words and pressure of such a big fight against Canelo might just be too much for Jaime Munguia. But Jaime believes that he's ready for the fight and has nothing to do with this confrontation. He stated, "It's their issue and I don't want to get involved in it. My main focus is to give my best and come out on top on Saturday." Christian and Billy believes that this is an easy fight for Canelo and he should go for the knockout. Christian stated, "I still think it will be a pretty easy fight for Canelo. He's the better fighter. He should knock him out, but it will be a very easy win for Canelo if he knocks him out." He believes that Munguia doesn't have a good chin and he's also not a good puncher. But he also mentioned Canelo's recent fight and thinks that he is having problems in knocking fighters out. Jaime doesn't have a very good chin. He doesn't like pressure, and I don't think he can take a punch that well. I think Canelo can knock him out if he wants to, but I think Canelo is having trouble stopping any fighter. I looked at his last 3 fights. He had a lot of problems. Canelo's former opponent, Caleb Plant, is also on the side of the pros that believe Canelo would knock out Munguia.
One, what do you think about Jaime Munguia and Canelo Álvarez getting together?
I mean, we'll see. I think Canelo probably stops him, knocks him out.
Canelo Alvarez's stablemate Oscar Valdez believes that Jaime will be a tough fight for Canelo, but he thinks that Canelo will find a way to beat him due to superior skills. He stated, "I'm happy for Jaime Munguia. He's not an easy opponent. People think Jaime Munguia is a walk in the park for Canelo. No, he's tough. He's got the heart, but I still got Canelo winning because I see him train and the advantages he has mentally and with his talent." But many pros do believe that age might catch up to Canelo this time. Bernard Hopkins is one of them, as he believes that Canelo is getting old and Jaime should hope that he misses a few steps on the fight night.
I just want to get thoughts on Canelo Munguia as well. How does Jaime go about defeating somebody you guys will know well in Saúl Canelo Álvarez?
He hoped Álvarez get old that night.
Have you seen Canelo on the decline?
We all decline as we get older. You just gotta either camouflage it well or you gotta bail out when it's time. We all not the same, and Canelo's not the same as he was last year, just like you can't say he'll be the same next year. But right now, as we speak, he's beatable, and the young lion is looking at the old lion, or the lion that's in the now. Want that spot.
Jim Lampley also wonders if Canelo's strong chin will be able to take Munguia's power, considering that he's in the later stages of his career. Jim states that he's curious about the outcome of this match and wants to see whether Canelo succumbs to Munguia's power or fights a traditional boxing match to get the win.
Game. Canelo is reaching the age at which you wonder, all right, is that chin still going to be impregnable? So it's a good fight. Let's find out whether Munguia has advanced and gained enough that he can use his skill and his power punching to put Canelo in trouble, or is the more conventional likelihood that Canelo once again outclasses a lesser opponent going to take.
Gabriel Rosado believes that Munguia is going to come in sharp and will do anything to come on top during the fight.
No, look, Canelo's not going to see nothing he hasn't seen before. It's called every style. It's just a matter of how does he feel physically? Where's he at mentally? Because this is a young lion that he's facing. And Munguia's going to go in there. He's going to be high volume, throwing a lot of punches, pressing forward. He got a good chin.
Jaime's coach, Freddie Roach, is also super confident for the fight. He believes that Jaime's style will be troublesome for Canelo. Freddie stated, "Yes, I do. He's been hurt before. Come on. I know his style will give him trouble and we look forward to it. We signed the contract one day out. That's how bad we wanted that fight. No, I'm not expecting a knockout, but I think he could knock him out. I'm back to work with him tomorrow." Do let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos.